Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Reacting and Reviewing. And as always, I'm your host, Anime Golf 500. And with Decon this weekend, as of this recording, I am officially in the anime mood. And I figured for this episode, I'd cover a movie that I got last year, but I've not watched in like four or 5 months. And it's one that and it's a movie that doesn't seem to get that much attention because not a lot of people know about it. Tonight's feature I'm going to be watching is Welcome to the Space Show. Now this year I got primarily out of curiosity, and plus it was only £6 on clearance from HMV, so I figured why not. And when I first watched it, I remember liking it, but like I said, it's been a good 4 or 5 months since I've watched it. So, does this movie still hold up? And will this get me get me more excited for Decon? We shall soon find out. So, with that said, grab something to drink. And without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Welcome to the Space Show.
I don't want to be the loner who's playing video games the entire time.
Then bring an extra controller then! And seriously, if you're that worried about being the one that plays playing the video games, then bring an extra controller, kid! I mean, there is such a thing called multiplayers? And why is there a little kid with no pants on?
Hello, Toe. How many times do I have to tell you to put on some pants when you're outside? I'm still inside the gate.
Even so, there's still a little thing called...
I can come up later if you need anything.
We'll be fine.
But there's still laws against public nudity.
Besides, Yossi will look after us.
Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with Japan? So you thought that the rabbit was a good idea to be your superhero sidekick? And also, and the fact that you just left it and you put it down unattended, and you weren't even looking, was probably... So yeah, it was pretty much your fault that Pyongyang got lost. Seriously. It doesn't take a genius to know how to take care of a rabbit. Otherwise, it could end up being lost or possibly dead. And if anyone just lost a had a rabbit who just passed away while I was watching this, I do apologize. Okay, either he meant that Amani looked cute, looked beautiful, as in child-like beautiful, or he probably means in a way that I don't even want to think about. And especially later on, which it does go on to a bit of a unnerving, and I've also like to take a note to say that the voice acting in this is pretty good in this, but I'll cover that when I get to the review portion. Oh, and they mentioned close encounters of the third kind, because so there are some mentions of so there are some pop culture references to keep it amusing for Western audiences. Right, they're trying to convert space pods into dollars, which I think this just might be a something to change for the dub because I actually watched this in Japanese with subtitles and they clearly said yen and not dollars because as you can tell by the names they're clearly Japanese. So I think that's clearly just something to change for the dub and as well as for the subtitles on this Blu-ray. So yeah, I think I mean, yeah, I can understand that this is a family film, but still, I mean, what's wrong with teaching kids about Japanese currency? I'm just saying that's all. Okay, I call bullshit on that. Noriko just said to Satsuki that she can't become a hero because she's a girl. I'm sorry. Aren't you all from Japan? A country that's well known for superheroines such as Kiri Honey, Precure, Cardcaptor Sakura, and that little franchise called Sailor Moon, which I'm looking forward to the new one, by the way. So becoming a hero, not becoming a hero because she's a girl, I'm afraid I have to call bullshit on that! Okay, I've just now noticed, when Amani was getting a job as a babysitter, I saw a baby that just looked very identical to R2-D2 from Star Wars. I've seen this movie like a good number of times, but before my 4 to 5 month break from this, and I've not once noticed that baby that looked like R2-D2. And this scene here, the space dog race, Pochi looked a bit off because it kind of looked. Most of the animation in this movie is really well done, but at that scene, in scenes where Pochi is betting on space dog races, it looks kind of deformed. It's kind of hard to put into words, but there's something about it that in those scenes that kind of looked a bit off. Again, they just kind of did the impossible by stating that there's a speed called super speed, and saying that it's faster than the speed of light. Again, I call bullshit because I know this is aimed towards. I know it's a kids film, but even kids won't know that nothing is faster than the speed of light. And seriously, even for for sci-fi, for a science fiction kids film, some of its science fiction in this is kind of questionable. I'll have to say. Okay, here's what I got. They're singing "Happy Birthday" to a supernova. What could be next? Wishing Happy Hanukkah to, I don't know, the lunar eclipse. I'm not mocking it anyway. It's just kind of odd. And just saw first glance of the fight scene between Pochi and Nepo, and like Pochi, Nepo can also use same abilities as Pochi when he can uh, uh, materialize some form of armor for battle, which is kind of interesting for an alien Cyclops who's essentially a ball with 3 legs, and one that just happens to be voiced by Mike Pollock, which is kind of ironic, seeing how both both Nepo and Dr. Eggman are villains, and are voiced by the same guy. Or maybe that just could be coincidence. Okay, remember I said mentioned something creepy about Pochi? I might just kissed him and now he's ended up started blushing. And it was all right after he said that he'll come on my sometime in secret. Where's Chris Hansen when you need him? Okay, and that was Welcome to the Space Show. I'll just pause that. Now on to the review portion. Is this movie still good? Absolutely. For reasons I'll go on to. So first off, I'll start off with the writing. This is surprisingly well written for an anime film that's aimed for younger audiences. There are parts of it that have a bit of a Studio Ghibli vibe to it, because there are parts of it that are kind of reminiscent of Hayao Miyazaki's work, but with a slightly edgier attitude to it, and the characters in it are with our main human Satsuki, who stupidly lost the school pet rabbit, which caused her little 7-year-old cousin Amane to get pissed at her. As for the rest, Noriko, Koji, and hold on, and Kyoshi, they're quite likable characters as well. And as for the other characters, that the way they're written is pretty good, especially where Pochi's involvement with him getting the kids out to outer space to see what's like there, up to the involvement where Nepo getting the power of a source called Zugan, which just so happens to be wasabi. Yeah, wasabi is a weapon of mass destruction in outer space. It's Japan, don't make sense of it. Don't try to make logic out of it. Which also, speaking of logic, there are some questionable things in this. Like, for example, there was a bit Brennan would have stated that super speed is faster than the speed of light, which even a child could tell you that according to all scientific research will tell you that the speed of light is the fastest speed there is, and nothing is faster than that. But then again, like I said, this is a well, this is a kids film. Well, actually, not just a kids film. It is pretty much a family film. So some liberties had to be taken into account. And now and whilst talking about characters in the writing, I think I'll go over to the acting. Now, this was the English dub that I watched, which in this cast consisted of some that worked with Funimation, Banggood Entertainment, and even someone who even done work with 4Kids, because I know that the main villain Nepo, he's voiced by Mike Pollock, who all you will know as the voice of Dr. Eggman in Sonic the Hedgehog series, and there's even a couple of characters voiced by Dan Green, insert a little critical joke here, who you may know as of course the voice of Yugimoto, and as well as several other roles. The voice, so the voice acting is pretty solid. Though you may have noticed that in a few scenes that I stayed, in one of the scenes I stayed, that something that they did for the dub, which there was stated that their currency back home is dollars, where their names clearly imply that they're Japanese, which and as I said, in the Japanese version you can clearly hear yen, but in the subtitles on the Blu-ray they stated it as dollars, and no, they're not dub titles. It is actual. It is translated faithfully to the original Japanese script. But other than that, voice acting, really well done. Music. Well, the music is mostly orchestral music, which suits the tone of the movie as when you think of outer space. Most of the time, you probably use orchestral music for themes set in that general area. And I may have noticed before I paused it, that the main theme song, find the name of it, I just fucking found it. The theme song, Who Was Born to Be, is sung by Scottish singer Susan Boyle, which personally I don't really give two fucks about Susan Boyle and her music, but the song that she sang for this is actually alright. It's not spectacular, but it's alright. So the music is pretty good, but it's not something that I would praise for, but it helps the pace of the movie. So I guess that's pretty much it. From writing. Also, animation. The animation in this is pretty good, as according to this, that the studio who did it is A1 Pictures, which if I can remember correctly, I think I may have seen some of their stuff done in the past. I can't really name which films or shows off the top of my head, but the stuff that they produce is of good quality, and same goes for this. Especially if you're watching this in HD, as the animation looks fantastic. Apart from the scene where we see Pochi betting on a space dog race, and it's just going all deformed like. I don't know if that was intentional, but it just kind of looked kind of off. But other than that, the animation is really spot on, and it's definitely one of the high points of the film. So, and that's pretty much all categories. So, with that said, can I recommend this film? If you're looking for a good family film, and if you're into anime, definitely check this one out, because it's definitely a hidden gem that's worth checking out. You can find this pretty cheap on places like Amazon or Play.com. It's not on Netflix, unfortunately. So, but if you're living in the States, you might be able to find it on Hulu or some places like that. But whatever way you'll be able to find it, definitely pick this up and give it a watch. And with that, we come to the closing of our time review. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As well, if there's something that you want me to check out, then send me a request via YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And until next time, this is Ambergo 400 signing out. Later.